Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Today I am down at T34 Speed Shop with Art. Art came from Russia 9 years ago. Guy's got skills, and we're about to show you his skills on his 67 Mustang. Did you start with a good 67 or was it like a total beat up 67?
It was pretty good 67 to begin with. The only thing, it was wrecked a little bit on the front, but other than that it was pretty clean California car.
Okay.
It was sitting in the field probably since 1978 as in the history.
Okay.
Waiting for me.
Okay. So now you build cars, so you don't get a lot of time to work on your personal car, but little by little you've been putting this together from what I understand, right?
Yeah, it's basically my weekend project. Sometimes after work I stay here and work on it.
Yeah. How long have you been building this for?
For probably 6 years so far.
Okay. Sounds about right
Takes
for a
some time.
builder because you don't get time to work on your
Yeah,
car. You're working
yeah.
on everyone else's,
Yeah, customized
right?
cars.
Yeah. Is it a fiberglass hood?
It's a fiberglass hood.
Uh-huh.
The idea was kind of to keep it period correct, I would say, maybe kind of original looking car, but just add some little touches. That was my idea. So the hood is kind of Shelby style 67 hood.
Yeah.
But I had those 2012 to 14 Mustang louvers just to have something different and have some kind of black accents on the
Right.
hood.
Right. And I like your hood pin. These are great. The very
Works very well.
Yeah. Well, let's pop it and show these guys what you've done here. It's crazy. That motor looks so big in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right?
It's a stock Coyote. At this point, I want to keep the car all pretty much stock. The stock engine, the transmission is T56. I didn't want to go into the motor. The idea of the car was to make it really nice daily driver.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go crazy, at least at this time, before
Sure.
I set all this down.
And
Pretty
you're still
much
making
stock.
plenty of horsepower. These make what, around 500 or more?
For probably 420, something like this.
At the tire, or is that
I
correct?
think it's in the engine,
Okay.
But with some tunes and some tweaks, you can get a little more.
Right.
But this is plenty for this car.
Right, because like you said, you want to be able to drive it all the time, so you want reliability. You don't live close to here, so you got a decent drive in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been mass modification to fit this in here. I mean, one thing I see right away is your shock towers are gone.
Yeah, I removed the shock towers. The Coyote would never fit with original shock towers, so
Yeah.
instead of the shock tower suspension, I installed the Detroit Speed suspension.
Okay.
Actually, it's front and rear Detroit Speed suspension.
But now you modified it from what you told us
Yeah.
after you did the flares because you wanted to get the width, right?
Yeah, this car had two lives. One of them was with the Detroit Speed front and rear suspension and F-150 actually engine with a turbocharger, but it was stock width, stock ride height pretty much. When I built it, started driving it, I didn't really like it how it looked. So, and just one day I scratched it over, removed the whole suspension, the whole floors, and at this point I dropped the body over the chassis 3 inches. That's why one of the reasons why the engine sits so high. But then after that I decided to widen the suspension as well, so it has this a little more aggressive look.
Yeah. Which is great because then it matches to the flares you've done, which obviously you guys can see here. You've done some pretty wide flares. I mean, and I don't mean wide in a bad way, dude. There's some where I think people go too far with it. That looks a little Frankensteinish, you know. This really looks OEM plus, where it's like it almost looks original, but not. You know, I got to imagine this was a fairly time-consuming process to get your flares right on here.
It was all one big process to make the suspension, widen suspension, chop the frame rails, weld them back, and all repaint and blah blah blah. And with the flares, it took me 2 years from the stage when it was stock to the wide body and lowered car.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
But with the flares, actually, when I figured out the flares, how I like they're gonna look, it probably took me a couple months to make the flares, install the flares, and paint the car.
Yeah. So brakes too? Is it brakes from modern Mustang, or did you put different brakes on the car?
I put wheel brakes all the way around. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good setup. The biggest one I can fit under those wheels.
Yeah.
I really love them.
Yeah. And what size wheels are you running on here?
Wheels in the front, I have 11.5 rims and 12 in the back.
And what's the height? Is
18s.
18s.
Yeah.
On both front and rear?
Yeah, front and rear.
Really cool. Which gives you a lot of room for brake, but at the same time, it's not like having 19s and 20s where you can go up
Right.
even bigger.
I think 18s just looks good enough for Mustang.
I agree with you. I think I totally agree. I think it could get too tall otherwise. And that is a lot of brake back there, man. So you said you're running T56 transmission, right?
Yep.
What are you running for a rear end in this?
It's 9-inch Ford.
Okay.
Shortened Detroit speed locker with 456 gears. So
Oh, okay.
It's actually really quick in the first gear.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're out of first gear quickly.
I can start on the second one.
Yeah,
straight away.
sure. Right. What are you running for exhaust on it?
Exhaust, the whole exhaust I built myself.
Uh-huh.
It's all stainless steel. Mufflers, I believe it's Borla.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit louder than I like, but it's got really good sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay to open it? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
this
sure.
is really bitching. The brushed like that. That looks clean. But still stock door handles, huh?
Still stock. I want to keep them. Didn't want to shave them.
Yeah.
Want to keep the stock look.
It's like you've kept a lot of the stock elements. I mean, your door panel, although it's recovered.
Inside, it still feels like a Mustang,
It
even
does.
with a modern steering wheel, but the gauges are still from the Mustang.
And then your seats, I forget, what did you say these came out of?
It came out from 1980 something Alfa Romeo, I guess.
Oh,
I
wow.
believe, yeah.
They look super comfortable.
They are.
Yeah. So let's come back here because this is pretty radical back here. So same thing again, where you're still using a stock bumper, but it's tucked and flushed in and...
It's stock bumper. It's stock looking bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's fiberglass, and I didn't like the bolts, like a chrome bolts that they have on the original Mustang. So it's actually glued to the bracket, and it's a fiberglass. I shortened it a little bit, but I want to keep the bumper, and I want to keep a little different color. I still kind of concerned about, is it good to have them black, or maybe I need to paint them maybe silver to match the brush handles or anything like this.
Right.
But for now it's good. This car has some accents like black and white with a little red touches.
Now what's up with the trunk lid here? Is this an aftermarket that you buy that has the ducktail to it?
Actually, I made this trunk probably 3 years ago. I made it all metal, but to have all that shape and make it really nice, it just a lot of time to make it in metal. So after that, I decided to make it in fiberglass. So it was a plug. I made a mold, and now I actually have a couple fiberglass trunks like that.
Very cool, man.
Didn't want to go with the Shelby style. I just don't like them. I want to have something different.
Yeah.
So, and I think it kind of flows with the rest of it.
I think it looks great. You know, as soon as I saw it, I mean, within seconds, I was already hitting you
Yeah,
up going,
yeah,
hey,
sure.
dude, when can we shoot your car? Because I really like it. And you know, as we look around your little shop here, I mean, the style of what you're doing. Like this one has what?
LT1 from 2016 Camaro, and the
And
other
then
one has got LS2 from 2006 Corvette. Yeah, I kind of don't care.
I love it.
As long as it fits, it looks good, it works good, I'm going.
Yeah. Well, I say we pull it out of your garage and go for a little drive and see what it looks like and sounds like and feels like on the road.
Sure,
Yeah?
sure.
Cool. Here we go, you guys. All right, you guys, before we go for a drive, we've got merch. ATLAmerch.com. We've got really cool shirts, hats, stickers, and I absolutely love our keychains. Now, let's go for a drive. Yeah, you're right, it is a little loud. I mean, it's not bad loud, but it makes some sound. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I think Coyote Motors, I love the sound of them.
I love the sound of them too.
I think they're great. Do you have lots of stopping power with these brakes?
A lot.
Yeah.
I think I even didn't have to install the power brakes because I have so many brakes I can easily stop with the manual brakes.
Yeah. Ooh, it grabs right away.
Yep.
That's as hard as we're going.
Fine.
You comfortable with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about that.
Okay.
If you break something, I'll fix it.
All right, you guys, that is it for our shoot with Art and his completely badass 67 Mustang. Obviously, it's a work in progress, you know. He's still got some things he's dialing in and fine tuning on it, but what a cool car, man. You guys know how I am. When it comes to the customs, I really love when somebody puts their stamp on it and makes something that's unique and yet beautiful and cool, and it works. And this is all of that, man. I think this car looks exceptional. It runs well. You know, it drives great. I mean, the little bit that I drove it, just cool. Like, I would love to just go drive this thing because I think it's a complete badass. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys had fun in this one. Please give Art a follow. I'd love to send some support his way. I think he's really earned it and deserves it. Very cool guy. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging and watching and supporting what we do. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.